Good morning, Diecast, friends, family. It's Coffee and Cars with Joe from Ignition Diecast. See, I got it right that time. Let's get right into the cars, and then I'll run my ever-loving mouth afterwards, because I know you're here for the Diecast, and maybe you'll stay for the rants. So, I've been referring to the Glory Box, which is this box of like new loose cars I bought from Mercari, and it was obviously somebody's collection because there's really good stuff in there, and I got it for a steal. So I'm going through that, selling, archiving, or keeping one of those three categories, everything in it. And then I got this other box, I guess it arrived Monday, and I call it the scary box because it's old and the cars are older, and it's scary because it's going to be heartbreaking to find some real gem in there that's in really shitty condition. But so far, everything that's come out has been, let me turn this off. Everything that's come out has been really good. So let's get into the cars and then we'll talk later. All these screens are giving me a weird, it's too much light. I hate light. So did I say I combined them? Yeah, I combined them. I put the scary box and the glory box together. So it's all one box now, see? And somebody said that they were intrigued. Believe me, I'm intrigued too. But keeping it undiscovered, unwrapped, keeping the packets from the glory box wrapped up and not really rifling through the scary box gives me like really something to look forward to. And in my pathetic little life, I probably look forward to that more than anything, really. So yeah, they're combined and we're gonna milk it for all it's worth. Anyway, cars. So what I'm selling from this combined box is this Target Red Edition Charger, which I have for sure. It's already in the archive, so that's a seller. The Chevy Stalker with the yellow jacket graphics. I don't collect these, and this particular one is in the archive already, so that's a seller. Blue 2020 Corvette. Is that Matchbox? Yeah, it's a Hot Wheels. There's a Matchbox that looks a lot like this. 2020 Corvette in blue. I got it in the archive for some reason. I didn't think it was, but that's for sale. Out of the scary box came this Surf Duty Beach Patrol thing. This is for sale, but full disclosure, there's a couple nicks on it. And these wheels are not documented. It rolls pretty smooth. But this particular paint variant of this truck is not documented as having these wheels. It says it's supposed to have 5 spokes, but these are like 3-spoke or saw blades or something like that. But it's a multi-pack exclusive from some like Rescue Rods 5-pack or something. So it's not really archive material. And I don't want it because it's not a licensed vehicle. It looks a lot like a Chevy, I guess, but it's not. An orange Lamborghini Aventador, right? Is that right? Yeah, Aventador. And that's for sale. A Reventon. Got a few of those. This is a beauty. I kept one of these. It's in the archives. It's for sale. And then these two, which are already sold, so don't be sad. It's a Auto World Celica. And no moving parts, but very attractive. And almost well, every time I go to a retail store, I'm like, maybe I should collect Auto World M2 Johnny Lightning. But I'm a Hot Wheels collector with an affinity for Matchbox. And that's it. Auto World makes way too many cool cars. Same with M2. Just this morning, I saw a couple of M2s at the place with like 138 handicap spaces and like the fleet of get-around carts. You know the place I'm talking about. They had some new M2s, and I like muscle cars, and M2's does it right. Those cars look awesome. The cards that they're on look awesome. The cars look awesome, but just not going there. Mostly for economic sake. And then this one is already sold too. A Pagani Huayra moving parts. And the moving part is the engine, the hood. And I like how it comes up and then it's sort of like a jar, but you can snap it back down. And it fits pretty good. Looks good, but sold. So sorry about that. Here's what is making it to the archive. A Zamac, one of those damn British cars, Aston something. Oh, I'm sorry, Alfa Romeo, which I think is owned by Stellantis. So Italian Stellantis owned, but it's a Zamac, and it's a Competizione 8C, something like that. I do not collect these, but the archive needed this. And people just do not donate Zamacs. That's for damn sure. And I never find them in the store. This thing, which I thought was a Porsche at first glance, and I got all excited, but it's not. It doesn't say what it is, but it's like a fantasy race car. It's not real. But it does have a opening hood, which doesn't seat perfectly, and it is missing a little bit of chrome. See that right there? But it's in the archive and flagged as like we could use a new one. If I invented a new color in the Ignition Diecast archive, blue, which means it's good enough to be admitted to the archive, but if a better one comes along, go ahead and take it. Here's this super cool paint job, Camaro 68, I believe, 68 Copo, 68 Copo Camaro. I got it, but it's not in the archive, so that's where that's going. And this came from the Scary Box. It's called What a Drag, and this is an interesting one because there's 3 wheel variants. There's one with 5 spokes like this, and then 2 other variants with different front wheels. But the documented 5-spoke version has chrome 5 spokes, and this has no indication of ever having chrome on it. It's like completely gone. So the owner, sorry, it's going in the archive, don't worry about it. The owner of this either removed the chrome completely. Is that a speck of chrome right there? Could be. Maybe it all flaked off, or maybe the owner just had a thing against chrome and stripped it. But this is good enough to go in the archive. I'll indicate that it has black 5 spokes, not chrome, which is weird. And then this came out of the Scary Box too. Very not scary. This makes me want to collect these big body 40s and 50s. And this is called a tail dragger. It's not the debut, the first edition, but it is pretty old. It's got a metal base, weighs about 7 pounds, and super cool. I do not collect 40s and 50s cars, but if I did, this would certainly be a keeper. And again, I think this was another one where this is supposed to be chrome. 10 spokes. Supposed to be chrome. Supposed to be chrome, but it's not. It's weird. It's like the guy stripped it. I've never seen chrome completely flaked off of wheels. Grease Lightning in gray, a fantasy open wheel thingamabobber. Do not collect, so that goes to the archive. And then there's 7 I'm keeping. Should I keep these glasses on? I'll put them back on if I need them. So this popped up, and I was like, oh shit, I already have that one. I was thinking it was this one at first, but it's not. See the difference? It's different. This one is that SEMA one, which came in white, and then I have one more after that. But this baby is the Super Snake It's the GT500 Super Snake. So this is going in my special Shelby GT Mustang box, and this would be the second Super Snake that I own. This is from the Glory box. Super nice. Never even seen it before. This Stars and Stripes one, I don't think this is from the latest. It's a 2018 Ford Mustang GT. And I don't have it. If it is from the latest one, I'm glad I didn't buy it. I need to look that up before I file it away. And then this is the one that could be just a V6. It's an 07 Ford Mustang, period. And if there's no GT, there's a distinct possibility that this is a lowly 6-cylinder with incredibly inappropriate rims. But I don't have it, so I'm going to keep it. And then another Mustang. I saw this one and I thought, oh, that must be really old. It has a metal base. And not red lines, but it could be 70s. It looks old, but it's not. I mean, it's kind of old. It's a couple decades old, I think, but it's not from the 70s or 80s. It's like a 90s release. It's from a hippie cars series or something like that. And has opening hood. I don't remember what this is called. Mustang. It's not the coupe. Oh, I think this is a weird one because it's actually a 67, but the card said 68 Mustang. So there was this weird bleed over, there's one casting that Hot Wheels did where they actually labeled the cars interchangeably, 67 and 68. Maybe the Mustang didn't change too much between those 2 years. But keeping that one because I don't have it. And then 3 to go. Saving the best for last. This Corvette with the opening hood. I have a few of these, but I do not have this one, and I haven't had time to really check what series it's from. Chrome interior, plastic base, so it's not very old, but good enough to keep. A matte gray Shelby Cobra with lace wheels, LWs, and I believe the hood opens here too. I think it does. I'm not gonna, for fear of scratching it, I'm not gonna try it too hard. But looks like it has a hinged hood. Didn't know about this one. It's fairly old. It's metal base, matte gray. This came out of the Glory box. This one came out of the Scary box, which was weird. So that's what I'm saying. It's not so scary after all. And then I was talking about the Target exclusive black convertible series that seems to have representation in the Glory box. Well, one of the ones I was looking forward to popped up, the Shelby Cobra 427 SC, I believe. And it's blacked out. It's got the Hot Wheels logo on it. Not on the windshield, but on the rear. See it right there? Very happy this was in there. I doubt I would have been able to find this. I mean, you could probably buy all these separately, but there, opening hood. I'm sure the other one opens too. I just didn't want to force it. So that's the cars for today. Hopefully that was entertaining. So the talky part, hold on. Coffee's only good when it's really hot or iced. Anything in between kind of sucks. And this is getting warm, which warm coffee is kind of eh. But these Plano cases I noticed yesterday, I mean, I have a lot of them with the lids on that I call boxes. And then I hang some of them on the wall. I pull the lids off and hang them. I was getting, they're called Plano 5428. Something like that. If you need the part number, let me know. But they used to be, a long time ago, they were like $7 and something. And then they went up to 8 something. And then for a brief period of time, the price went really high for some reason. Like, I don't know, because of fuel, like petroleum, because they're made out of plastic. But then they went back down again to 8 something. And I started buying them again. Like $8.60 from Amazon, which is not bad for a plastic box. But I checked yesterday, I was going to buy 2 more. And the price has gone up to like 15 something per box for this little plastic tackle box thing. And then I checked, like, I was like, oh man, they must be getting popular, or they're made in America, so it's not tariff related. Maybe it's petroleum related. I have no idea. Or maybe there's just a weird shortage. But everywhere else you look, the price has gone way up too. Some fool on eBay was trying to get $28 for one, and some other place I looked, it was like $35 for one plain old box, which is just insane. So I'm going to hold off, and I would suggest that you hold off, because this happened before where the price went way up and then came back down again. So I'm going to wait until they go back down to 8 something before I buy any more. I feel like I had a bunch of rants lined up, and now I've totally forgotten what they are. I feel like the bubble has burst on Hot Wheels. Like, I went out this morning, I dropped my wife off at work, and when I'm out that early, I'm like, fuck it, I'll go get a couple groceries and stop by the white SUV place that Karen is so fond of, and then go by the 138 handicap fleet of get-around cars, the type 2 diabetes place. And nothing at either place. It's like, well, at the Red Getting place, there was plenty on the shelves, like even F case, like the latest cases. But the only cars that were missing are the black Porsche, like the Tesla Cyberquad. I don't know, maybe it's my imagination, but it feels like the actual sincere interest in Hot Wheels is low, but the scalper, scumbag, meth head, like flipper culture is really high. It's weird. I don't know what's going on. And then there, of course, at the diabetes place, there was nothing. Like there's like a place where they hang the diecast, nothing there. And then they have this rotten little dump bin, and it's a dump bin because people throw everything in there, probably employees and customers. There's like Barbie dolls and teddy bears and crap in there, and it's a monster truck, Hot Wheels monster truck dump bin, but it's every single thing in there is bent and damaged. So you're not going to find anything carded in there worthwhile, and nothing. Again, I don't know if Walmart gets stuff and it gets completely bought up immediately, or if Kevin's are just making deals with employees and it's getting handed off at the warehouse door, or they're just not getting anything. I don't know. I haven't really seen anything at that shitty blue place since like the holidays, since like the Christmas time. Seems like there was one other thing I was going to bitch about for your entertainment. I don't remember what it is, so I guess it'll have to wait until tomorrow. But yeah, stay tuned. I'm working my way through that box, and eventually some new cars will come in. I'm waiting on the G cases. Oh, I know what the other thing was. Ignition, because the bubble seems to have burst and the sales are way down at Ignition Diecast, especially on carded stuff. Like people like this stuff before it's available. Like there's a lot of hype, and then as soon as it's available, interest dies off. Like there's some F-case cars that Ignition has in stock that I just don't understand why it hasn't sold. It's like people just don't seem to care. So I might as well decard it and clean up the shipping and receiving warehouse a bit and just move more towards loose cars. So I guess what I'm saying is Ignition Diecast is going to be more oriented toward loose cars. And I have more fun unboxing stuff from like Mercari and eBay that collectors let go of, like older stuff. So that might be the niche that Ignition has, like non-current loose cars for actual collectors. And I know there's not any money in that. There's really no money in this whole diecast thing anyway, unless you're Target or Walmart. So do not open a retail business around this stuff or toys in general, because those retailers have cornered the market, and there aren't as many weirdos that collect this stuff as you think there are. I think that's it. Waiting on the G cases, and probably going to order fewer of those than ever. Like, typically, I've ordered like 5 cases of every case assortment for Ignition. Probably going to bump that down to 3, just so I can fulfill my trade obligations. I can take what I want, feed the archive. But even then, I think maybe the archive will just wait until stuff's on the pegs, because there's no urgency there. So anyway, the bottom line is Ignition is going to be ordering less because people seem to want less. And there's plenty out there in the red and blue getting places and dollar stores and shit. So, whatever. Talk to you Thursday.